We had Lane Kiffin. Short prep week. Big rivalry game. Your team just sucked on Saturday against Arkansas, and he spends 3 hours on Twitter lighting this dude up.
All right, one game that will be played, although really you never know until they kick it off. The Egg Bowl, always a treat. Thanksgiving night, it's a window into Mississippi crazy, just a certain level of crazy. Ross detailed the numerous Egg Bowl things this week in a story. It added some spice on Monday night when John Sokoloff, a reporter for WCBI News out of Columbus, Mississippi, Northeast Mississippi, kind of close to Starkville, though, reported that sources told him that Lane Kiffin was planning on resigning Friday and will become the head coach at Auburn. Now, Auburn has a game Saturday, so I don't know about the timeline. The Lane Kiffin, I remember seeing this and thinking, okay, well, this won't take long for old Lane to come back. Or if he says nothing, you can it's not like Lane's not on Twitter most of the day. Sure enough, Lane comes back and says, that's news to me. Nice sources. He then puts out his own report saying John Sokoloff is leaving WCBI to take the lead anchor job at WLOX down in Biloxi, citing his own sources, which was hysterical, which then led to the guy who has the job at WLOX being like, hey, what the hell, man? I didn't know I was getting fired. That's a joke. And so it all spins, and it was a good time. But we'll wait and see whether John Sokoloff is correct, because could be like reporting someone is dead. Eventually, you're right.
Yeah. Exactly. Nailed it.
Except for the famous Jerusalem Post story of Jesus' death, which got had a nasty correction in the paper 3 days later. What the hell? That's a bad day for I saw the stone cover the. I saw it myself, boss. Why? Nah, he's walking around. You tell me he's dead. He's not dead. You reported it. Not true. Anyway, is Lane Kiffin going to Auburn either Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or whenever? Ross, your thoughts on this little spice to the already spicy Egg Bowl?
Yeah, I think you kind of nailed it. Like, you're reporting somebody is dead and eventually being right. At some point, you're going to be right. We deal with this every year, it feels like. Whether it's TV reporter, radio, broadcaster, blogger, has insight into the program, into the people, and reports something that has been speculated for days and weeks, if not months. And, days later, sometimes they're right. Days later, sometimes they're wrong. I think it's a tricky situation, as both of you know. It's kind of like a domino game. These coaching carousels where one opening or one decision starts toppling the dominoes in, just because, 3 days before Thanksgiving, there's, serious talk between a coach and a school. It doesn't mean that coach and school are going to end up together. I think we've seen it over and over and over again. I'm just going to go back to 2016 when LSU and Tom Herman had basically verbally agreed, like Tom Herman was going to become LSU's coach. They were going to go get him the next morning. But sometimes things happen again in the domino game where that changes. And, obviously the Texas job opened and Tom went to Texas. I think there's a situation here where, there's a lot of speculation and a lot of smoke around it, but sometimes at the end of the day, like, it doesn't happen. It might be on the way to happening, but it can be derailed. And we've seen it happen over and over again. And that feels like there's a jumping the gun early situation here.
I don't know John Sokoloff. He might be a fine reporter, but I'm going to read the sum total of his story that is posted on the WCBI website. It's 4 sentences. The first sentence says, sources say Ole Miss head coach Lane Kiffin is planning to step down Friday and become the next head coach of Auburn. The second sentence, moments ago, sources in the Ole Miss athletic department denied that report. So we've got conflict right there. He's reporting this, and then the second sentence is people denying his own report. The third sentence, sources close to Auburn say they have not offered the head coaching job to anyone at this time. So we got 3 sentences of complete conflict. Then the fourth sentence, Ole Miss and Mississippi State play in the annual Egg Bowl on Thursday. Auburn faces Alabama in the annual Iron Bowl this Saturday. That's it. That's all we got. And it's like, it's a mess of a story. So, yes, I think this could eventually be correct. I don't think it was necessarily reportable on Monday night. And then, of course, we had Lane Kiffin. Short prep week. Big rivalry game. Your team just sucked on Saturday against Arkansas, and he spends 3 hours on Twitter lighting this dude up.
He put a picture out of a gravestone and it said John Sokolov's career.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it was unbelievable.
All right, so a little inside baseball for reporters, for those that don't. Okay, we've all learned this. Often the hard way. Yeah, it's not done until it's done.